I remember clearly in first grade, the day that we were out on the playground and we were having a jump rope contest, and I had just aced my part in the contest, and I ran to the water fountain to get a drink of water, and I saw my teacher walk up to another teacher behind me, and the other teacher said, "Who is that little girl that does that triple step in the middle of a double jump rope?" And my heart was exhilarated until I heard my teacher's response. And she said, "She may be something on the jump rope on the playground, but she's less than educational material in the classroom. She's not really even ordinary." And I could tell by her voice it wasn't good, but I held on to hope that it might be. And I ran home from school that day and I said, "Mama, what does ordinary mean?" And she said words that stayed with me for years. She didn't know what had happened on the playground, but her response was, "Someone or something that's not really all that special." And I'll never forget the brokenness in my heart, because I knew at that moment that my life would be ordinary. Fast forward to my high school years, I did okay in school, but I knew I was ordinary, so I didn't plan to go to college. But I got a job at a local department store, and I moved up through the ranks, and by the time I was 19, I was the credit manager. And all day long, I stamped approved, declined, approved, declined, declined, declined. And at the end of the day, I was leaning on the counter there at my work, and I was watching the second hand on the clock tick. And I thought, this is ordinary. This is my life. This is ordinary. But something in me said, no, no, this is not my life. And I began a journey to find out that I did not have to live in ordinary. I could live in extraordinary. And I spent the rest of my young adult life getting a PhD, trying to find out how to get from ordinary to extraordinary, and finally developing, after studying with masters like Pia Mellody and Tony Robbins and Dr. Pat Love, figuring out the formula to get from ordinary to extraordinary. Because listen, did you know that 70% of Americans are unsatisfied with their jobs? Why? Because their work has no meaning. That's why I was counting the seconds on the clock as a credit manager, because it had absolutely no meaning for me. But I developed a signature process. Healing your history, whether it was a business failure 2 years ago, a broken heart 10 years ago, heal the history. The second step is step out of extraordinary and up into extraordinary. And there's a specific way for that to be done. And finally, what really takes extraordinary to an extraordinary level is passing it on. Help others find extraordinary. And in the next few moments, I'm going to walk you through all 3 steps, because you belong to extraordinary.